This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Boy, what a big Thursday that is starting to happen. It was going to be pretty boring. And then all of a sudden in the last hour or so, last 20 minutes, some big news. Jason Walker Show presented by Capital Collision Center. Welcome inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. We've got news about the Frontier Conference coming up. Also, Flathead High's looking for a new coach. We'll talk to former coach now, Matt Upham, coming up in about 15 minutes. He resigned, just announced within the last half hour. So we'll talk to Coach Upham coming up here. And Carson Derosier will join us from the Capital Wrestling Squad. State champ 2 years ago, runner-up a year ago at 132. He's now wrestling at 138. And we will talk to him ahead of Queen City Crosstown Wrestling this week on Saturday. You got Crosstown basketball tonight. You got Saco and Melstone playing on boys and girls basketball. That will be a couple of good games as well. And check out everything on NFHS Network. But, man, all right. You can watch live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can stream us on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and go to JasonWalkerShow.com. Email us, Jason@JasonWalkerShow.com. You can tweet us at JWalkerSports and more. All right. We'll talk to Matt Upham coming up, but the news, like I said, that just came out within the last, I don't know, like I said, half hour. And he resigns as Flathead football coach, was 2-15 over 2 seasons as the head coach. Successful with Kyle Sampson and more for the previous few years before that. But he steps down. We'll hear from him coming up. Flathead High issued a release that said basically Matt's been a part of the Brave coaching staff for the past 5 seasons, 2 seasons as head coach, helping the Braves make the playoffs, 2017 and 18 state championship game in 2018 as well. Defense ranked among the very best in AA. He was the defensive coordinator before becoming the head coach. And the release said Matt's looking forward to new opportunities for himself and his family. So they'll start the search for a new coach. Now, they just had a baby, the Uphams did, about a year and a half, 2 years ago now. We'll talk to Matt coming up. And like I said, about quarter after the hour. So the Frontier, I got a heads up yesterday. The Frontier Conference at the top of the hour at 5 o'clock is going to make an announcement, and it's about football. And it appears that the Frontier Conference is not going to announce the cancellation of the season of the spring year, but a truncated 4-game season, apparently. Eastern Oregon, I think, wants to play. Southern Oregon, it does not, or is trying to. They're still deciding. What would my text say? Where are you at here? Here we go. Good stuff. An updated schedule. So Eastern Oregon wants to play. Southern Oregon is iffy. But here's the thing. I don't think Governor Kate Brown in Oregon is even allowing them to practice yet. The Cascade Conference schools can't even play basketball yet. So I don't know how Eastern and Southern are going to play football. Now, College of Idaho, they need to play, or they want to play, but financially, they say they need to play. Same with other schools. But if you're not if you're not going to have fans in the stands, how is it a financial thing and how are you going to make money? So there's that question. But then you got to think about, I was told that some schools in the Frontier, if they don't play a spring season, players are going to leave. Well, that's kind of, I'm trying to find the right word to not offend kids who are offended by everything these days. But that's asinine. You can't wait, if you're a student athlete playing football, you can't wait 3 more months before a true fall season that you'd rather play a 4-game truncated spring season that means nothing? I mean, think about that. Look, I get it. You want to play. You got your fall season taken away in 2020 because of COVID. And then it comes out today that the World Health Organization basically was full of crap under President Trump. And now that they're getting money from America again with Joe Biden, that numbers they admitted were conflated. So here's the thing. Okay, so COVID is a big deal, but it's not as big. Now, again, I'm still on both sides of the fence. I've had it. I know people who've had it and have been fine, and others that haven't been. Luckily, I don't know anybody that has passed from it, but it's still a big deal. Now, if you're the Frontier Conference, though, you basically canceled your fall season. You were planning on going ahead, and we'll talk to Commissioner Kent Paulson about this tomorrow. But you were planning on going ahead in the fall with 5 teams playing 8 games in Montana, because the 3 Cascade schools already said in like July last year, hey, we're not going to play until spring. Well, then I was told January 3rd at dinner, a great source, great friend, who said the Frontier basically had to shut down in the fall because the Big Sky shut down. Well, you just lost the Cats and the Grizz in Portland State. But in the state of Montana, where most of the Frontier is located, you just lost the Cats and the Grizz again. That's bad optics if you decide to play football. So we'll see at the top of the hour what the Frontier and the Council of Presidents is saying. And I'm told it's not a cancellation of the season, but rather a updated schedule. Well, how can you have an updated schedule if you still don't have all the teams playing? We know Eastern wants to play. We know Southern Oregon's iffy, and we know College of Idaho says they have to play. So how do you do a schedule if you don't even know if those 3 teams are allowed to play or going to play? We don't know if anything in Oregon is going to happen other than, unless you're Oregon, Oregon State, Portland, or Portland State. There's no Cascade basketball. There's no D2 basketball going on. There's no D3 basketball. There's no JCs. We talked to Katie Garson-Forber, the coach of Capital, who told us, Bill Pilgrim, who's out at Corbin now, told her, like, it's frustrating because you watch Montana schools go out to play Oregon, Oregon State, Portland. 20 miles away, they can't even get into their gyms. So how are they going to do football? Well, here's the thing. Football rules, right? Football's king dingling across the country. I mean, nothing trumps football. We said it in March last year. If we were going to have a cure for COVID, it was going to come from the SEC and the NFL. Well, it damn near came close. The SEC played. Crowned a champion. Alabama. NFL is on track to have a Super Bowl in February. But how's the Frontier going to play? And how does it be a financial deal if you can't have fans in the stands? Now, we don't know what's going to happen in the next month or so. We don't know what new Governor Greg Gianforte, who, by the way, will be on the show tomorrow as well. It's almost like people want to be on this show. We got Matt Upham, half hour after he resigns at Flathead today. We got Kent Paulson, the commissioner of the Frontier, tomorrow. We got Greg Gianforte, the governor, tomorrow. Alex Panovich, an actor, tomorrow. Come on, we got great guests. But if you want to weigh in on the Frontier, please do. You can tweet us at JWalkerSports, email Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. You can Facebook, you can call in, you can text as well. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to chat with newly resigned coach of Flathead, Matt Upham. We'll talk about his family. As you know, or may not know, I worked with his dad for a few years, calling Carroll games. We had a blast. Greg, who's now the superintendent down at Billings Schools, but we'll talk to Matt Upham. What a great family. Mom just retired, last year or 2 years ago, Helena High teacher. Matt's sister, Megan, just helped win a state championship, Glacier. They beat Helena in soccer last fall. But we'll talk to Matt when we return. Jason Walker Show is brought to you by Capital Collision Center, and Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Why? Well, because I keep telling you to. But if your vehicle is in an accident, you will not find better customer service. You will not. From day one, when you drop it off, they will take the pictures. They will send them off to the insurance company, whether it's yours or the person at fault. They will email you. They will take care of everything. You don't have to. All you got to do is respond thank you when they text you and say, okay, here's where your vehicle's at. Here's where we're at. Here's what it's going to cost the insurance company or whoever. But they take it all out of your hands. So I'm telling you to take it out of your hands and choose Capital Collision Center on Euclid in Helena. Coming right back. Former Flathead football coach Matt Upham next.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle, and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918. Or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show, Major Mortgage Man Cave. We are presented by Capital Collision Center. This segment is brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Still to come, Capital wrestler, state champ from a couple of years ago, runner-up last spring, Carson Derosier will join us. Don't forget, tomorrow, Commissioner of the Frontier Kent Paulson, Governor Greg Gianforte, and actor Alex Panovich. But the news came out literally about a half an hour ago that A good dude has resigned as head coach of Flathead High after 2 seasons. As Matt Upham joins us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, Coach, what's behind the decision?
It's just my time up here. I feel is done, and it's been a tough go for us. There's no doubt about that, and I just want these kids to see success, and I think it's just better if I step away from it.
You had some success, though, as the defensive coordinator and some great guys up there under Kyle Sampson, too. You guys made it to the state championship game, a tough loss there a couple years ago, or 3 years ago, I guess. But still, it's based off of not the coaching staff, but, well, some of it, but obviously the kids. And it's almost like you just didn't have the horses the last couple years, although still some great athletes and some great student athletes.
Yeah, I mean, really what it comes down to is it just comes down to the coaching. Kids, they played their butts off. They're great kids. I mean, there's no fault there at all. It comes back to one person over, last years I'm up here, we've been 2-15, and it's just not good enough. And I want these kids to find success in what they're doing. And I think me stepping away and giving a guy another chance up here to, get the Braves back into being a contender is the best option for these kids.
Matt Upham joining us, Jason Walker Show, former Flathead coach. So you were talking about this, but there's no other job right now. You're not going to the Dallas Cowboys and you're not heading off to Boise State or anything, right?
Yeah, no one came knocking for me, but right now I'm just focused on what's important to me and keep my head down and working hard. And something comes up, but I'm not looking for anything right now.
Matt Upham, our guest here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Now, like I said, you had some success. The last 2 years didn't go exactly how you wanted, but was it still fun? Was it harder being the head coach as opposed to the DC?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think taking on a new role definitely has its own challenges in itself, and that sort of thing. But I mean, being on a football field it's the funnest thing in the world to me. And I know wins and losses is what a lot of it comes down to. But being able to spend the time with the kids for a couple hours every day after practice, and the bus rides and the camaraderie, and just being part of a team has always been a very special thing to me. And I'll miss that part of it the most. That's for sure.
You do have a family, though, a young family, and your little one turns 2 in March. Did that play into your decision at all?
My wife is 100% supportive, and that wasn't a family thing. It wasn't. She needed more time for me at home. That never crossed her mind. She was all in for the Braves and that sort of thing. It was just a decision that I had come to, and for the best opportunity for the kids moving forward.
I don't want to rub this in, but your sister won a state championship as an assistant.
Yeah, she definitely she definitely ate Thanksgiving first this year. So it's awesome for her and the Glacier Wolfpack to get that done in this fall.
She's such your family. I said this before the commercial break, but your family has just been awesome to me over the years. Your mom, she spends a lot of time now as grandma, and she's got to be loving that.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm not too sure where she lives anymore, if it's in Montana City or if it's in Cal.
So she still has the house down here, but just never is here.
Yeah, she might as well put that on VRBO or Airbnb. There ain't nobody staying in there.
I like it. Matt Upham, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. How's your dad doing?
He's doing well. I mean, I don't think his name was in the newspaper today, so that's always a good thing.
No, but yours is.
Yeah.
He's got to be loving his job, though.
He does. Yeah, I think it's a great challenge for him and a great opportunity, and the people of Billings are lucky to have him. That's for sure.
Hey, let's go back to you real quick. How tough was it, Matt, to tell the kids? Because that's got to. I mean, you love the kids. That's why you coach. It's about the kids, like you said, and then you had to break the news to them that you're not coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a hard thing, and that's probably the toughest thing on me is not being able to, spend 3 months out of the year in 2 hours after school and all the summer lifting and that sort of thing. And that's definitely what I'll miss most. Like I said, being a part of a team is a special thing. And it's one of the first falls that I won't be a part of a team. So it's just kind of crazy, but I look forward to watching these kids as they graduate and go on to do bigger and better things, and just cheer them on as best I can.
You got some football players that are stud wrestlers too, and they do other sports as well. But obviously, I mean, you have to be proud of, take out the wins and losses the last 2 years, but you got to be proud, Matt, of the job that you've helped do in turning some of these guys into young men instead of boys.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun to see them grow up. That's for sure. From the time that they're scrawny little freshmen until they walk across, the stage at Flathead High and receive a diploma, and then just kind of keeping in touch with them as they move on and go through their lives, and eventually, become husbands and fathers, and just share a bond that we've shared that will never be broken, that I'll have with you for the rest of my life.
Matt Upham, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show. The Frontier is going to announce at the top of the hour that they're going to have a smaller schedule. Are you surprised that they're still going to try to play?
I think they're trying to get games in. I hope everything works out for them, and all the kids can stay healthy, and they don't, the injuries don't pile up and that sort of thing. But it's kind of a crazy time, and those coaches are competitive. Those players are competitive. They want to play a game, and let's get after it. Let's go freeze our tails off it outside of the stadium in February.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you guys are used to starting when it's 105, and then you end up at 10 below. But you're going to be starting, or they're going to be starting a little bit opposite. Do you miss the cold? What was better playing in the super cold or super hot?
Oh man, I remember that one year in 2011. We played Eastern Oregon. First week of September, it was over 100 degrees, and that was about the most miserable experience I've ever had in my entire life, in terms of just pure heat exhaustion. And then that same year, we play Azusa or Georgetown or somebody in freezing cold, and nothing feels good. About 40 degrees with no rain. That's about the best weather to play football.
Okay, all right. Because everybody says, well, this is football weather, this is football weather, and everybody's definition of football weather is different. You get the Green Bay Packer fans that love the frozen tundra, and then you get guys that, want to play in the 80s because it's warm. But so in between, 40, 45 is the best, huh?
That's just my opinion.
I like it.
When the steam comes off the head a little bit, you don't have to worry about wearing long sleeves.
there you go. Hey, speaking of the Frontier, and you were a star at Carroll. Kyle Sampson, your former boss, is down at Tech. You guys are still friends, but how tough is it can you root for him being a Carroll guy?
I cheer for him on every other Saturday but one. So that's what I tell all our kids that sign at Tech. I'll cheer for you every Saturday except for one.
There you go.
And, but no, I wish those guys nothing but the best. Kyle's done nothing but great things for me, and been such a great role model for me. And I can't wait to see what he does. And a couple of the guys that I've had the pleasure of coaching with at Montana Tech, they're there now. I can't wait to see what they do in the Frontier over the next couple of years.
Any chance you guys are going to get back to Helena anytime soon?
No, Easter's pretty far away, so not anytime soon.
Nice politically correct answer. I like that. And because your wife's a nurse, right?
Yeah, nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner, but it's got to be tough on the family with everything that's been going on, because you had your life interrupted with football and teaching, but then her life with the nurse practitioner with COVID. I mean, everybody's been affected by this.
Yeah, it's just been crazy times, but you got to put your head down and get through it like everybody's doing. So
I like it. Hey, all right, let's have a couple of fun questions here. What was the favorite game you played at Carroll College?
Oh, my favorite game at Carroll College?
Are you going to say 2010?
No, 2013 Southern Oregon at home.
Okay. Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah. And when they got us here before, and we came back and got them in 13 at home. That was a pretty fun one.
Yep. Okay, worst game?
2011 National Championship.
Okay. I know if you were going to go with that one or the 2013 Cumberlands game.
Yeah, that was a tough one to swallow. I mean, there's been as many ups as there's been a lot more downs when you play football, but those games definitely stick with you for the rest of your life.
You had a pretty good run both at Helena High and at Carroll, so let's not. You had a lot more ups, my friend.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so who was the tougher coach? Tony Arnson, Mike Van Diest.
I think we know the answer to that question.
Tony, right?
yeah, Coach Anderson for sure.
No doubt. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Because you weren't playing in 14, so you weren't there, but you can relate to this when defense got benched in games and missed an entire quarter because Coach Van Diest wasn't happy. Did that happen to you?
Yeah, we went. He's a big hockey buff too, so we went through some line changes when I played. That's for sure.
That's a good way to phrase it. A complete line change of 11. Hey, how often do you stay in touch with all your buddies? I mean, we know you coached with Conan and Bloomy and those guys, but the rest of those guys from those teams?
No, it's probably every day. We're thick as thieves. Dakota Amy and I, Doc Stonehouse, Alex Captain's out in Bismarck, North Dakota. Bloom, you go down. There's a good group of us that stay in pretty good contact and make sure we take some trips with each other. We just all meet up.
Hey, I need to. I got to recruit you and Bloomy to get Dakota to be a sponsor. He's just opening up a new ortho place here in East Helena.
Yeah, I don't want to do any free advertising for that guy, but
no, he's got to pay to get on the show. But you can.
Oh, okay.
You can help out, and I'll give you a cut. How's that?
That sounds good. Yeah, he just opened up out in East Helena. He'll do a great job out there.
Yeah, it's funny because right down our house by Blue Cross Blue Shield, there is a big ol' sign that's got him and he's smiling and Bloomy's in there and you can tell it's such a staged photo, but he looks happy at least.
Yeah, at least he got a good picture of Bloomquist in there. And one day that guy might come back and run for mayor in Wilson Park County. So who knows?
He probably would win too. Bloomy is such a character. I think it's the same billboard that the Castons and Van Diest were on for the Get Your Butt Checked.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's a great cover up there.
Oh my goodness! Did you guys give Coach a hard time about that?
No, that happened after I had left, but I saw the commercial, so it's pretty serious matter.
Are you going to get your colon checked when you turn 50? Yes, Coach.
They couldn't find a better person to act that out.
I know, right?
Yeah.
How many? Did you ask Castons how many takes did it take?
He'd tell you one. He would never tell you the truth.
Of course not. Hey, how's the teaching? Because it's different.
Up here we're in 5 days a week, just mask on, so it's pretty much as normal as it can be. You got to adjust to some of the kids that have been quarantined or close contact or gotten the sickness, and just got to be a little bit more flexible. The most important thing is, in my mind, it's not so much the grades, but the relationship and the focus on learning this year more than trying to chase grades.
There you go. I like that answer, and you're doing a good job, my man, as a teacher and coach, and you'll find you'll be just fine on the coaching front for sure. Appreciate you joining us, and it's tough news, but like I said, appreciate you joining us. You'll be fine. Tell the family hi for us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, will do. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt. That is Matt Upham joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Former Flathead High football coach, just resigned it was announced about 45 minutes ago. But we appreciate him joining us, and it's tough. And coaching in general is tough this day and age, but he'll bounce back. He's a good coach and a great defensive mind. Well, he played defense on the same side of the ball as, a guy like Sean Bloomquist, a guy like, your coach is Mike Van Diest. Is there any better defensive coach? So Matt Upham's going to be, he'll be just fine. And like I said earlier, great family, mom, dad, sister, and he's got the new little one that'll be 2 in March. So best of luck to the Uphams. All right, so there you go. New Flathead High football coach coming before the season, and we'll see who it's going to be. And it'll be interesting because when Kyle Sampson left a couple of years ago for the assistant job at Tech, which now he's the head coach after Chuck Morrell left a year ago, and I think it was about a year ago today that Sampson had the interim tag removed. But Travis Dean followed, and Dean was a finalist with Upham for that Flathead job. Does Dean go back? Probably not. I mean, when you're coaching in college, would you go back to high school? Probably not. The money's a heck of a lot different. There's no question about that. So something to keep an eye on. Who will be the new Flathead coach? We'll get some updates next week, I'm sure. But like I said, don't forget at the top of the hour, half hour from now, the Frontier Conference is supposed to be announcing a new schedule update, and we'll hopefully have it before we get off. But I don't know what they're going to do. I know they want to. You heard Coach Upham say they want to play games. The kids do. The coaches do. But is it worth risking an entire real fall season to have a truncated, jacked up spring season? It wasn't worth it to the Cats and the Grizz. So why would it be worth it to the Frontier? And you're not making money. And that's the big thing, right? Well, teams are losing money. Schools are losing money. Well, you're not making money if you don't have fans in the stands. And even if you have 250, you sure as hell ain't making any money at Carroll College, at Tech, Western, Northern, Rocky. And then if and you got 2 Oregon schools that don't even know if they're going to be allowed to practice, let alone play. So we'll keep an eye on that on the Frontier side as well of what's going to happen. And we'll talk to Commissioner Kent Paulson about it tomorrow. Plus, are we going to talk about, we'll talk to him tomorrow too about basketball. You got, supposedly volleyball is going to be starting soon, which is strange. I mean, everything's going to be starting in the spring, but we'll just saw a score come across. Anyway, track, speaking of, Montana Tech is adding track and field. Athletics Director Matt Upham announced today the addition of track and field to the 2022 season in the spring for the Ore Diggers. Coming off their first cross-country season, and now they're going to start track and field. So this will actually increase the numbers from 8 to 12 because they're going to add indoor and outdoor track as well as, indoor men's and women's, outdoor men's and women's track and field. And going from 6 to 12 sports overall since Matt Upham was hired in 2017. So that'll be cool because the more that's in the state, the more that's in the Frontier, the better the competition is going to be for everybody. And Harry Clark's got one heck of a track program over here at Carroll. And you've got an up-and-coming one down at Western. So it'll be cool to see what Tech does, for sure, in 2022 with track and field moving forward. So let's see here. What else did we want to hit on? We got Carson DesRosier coming up in about 10 minutes or so. The Capitol High state champ from 2 years ago will join us. We'll talk some wrestling. Got Crosstown tomorrow, or Saturday rather. You also have Crosstown basketball tonight. Boys Crosstown basketball. Remember, girls don't play until February 8th because of contact tracing in the Helena High girls team. Let's see. What other big games tonight? Oh, Tennessee Lady Vols taking on UConn for the first time in a while. Not the same without Coach Summit, but Gino's still there in UConn. So, the group tag team is going to be on Dan Patrick's show tomorrow. Remember tag team? Oop, there it is. That's awesome. Tomorrow, we're going to have Governor Greg Gianforte and actor Alex Panovich. Speaking of COVID, because that's what we were, Jefferson boys are paused until January 27th. because an athlete acquired the COVID. So contact tracing. And now Jefferson will not play until the 27th of January. Scheduled to play Whitehall and Manhattan this weekend. Those games will not happen. The girls, however, will play. They'll go to Whitehall Friday. But no boys basketball at Jefferson for the next week. Also, no basketball either side this weekend at Dodson and Hayes Lodgepole. Hayes Lodgepole had boys and girls games scheduled for tomorrow against Box Elder and Saturday against Big Sandy canceled. Dodson was supposed to play Melstone tonight and Saco Whitewater Hinsdale tomorrow. Saco and Melstone are now playing tonight, boys and girls, just to get a game in. And they were going to play in Grass Range. I'm not sure where they're playing, but they were going to play in Grass Range and then decided not to. But there you go. Little update on the COVID. And we quit giving the numbers. They're down tremendously across the state of Montana. The cases have dropped dramatically, active, and hospitalizations are down as well, which is great. Deaths still, obviously, those will not drop, unfortunately. But we stopped giving the COVID numbers, not because anything other than just the numbers are down. And frankly, just tired of talking about it. But we're going to have to for a while. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some wrestling. Carson DesRosier is one of the best young talents. He's upset. Why? He'll explain next when we come back. What is he upset about? Well, it has to do with wins and wins. And he'll tell us when we come back. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Coming right back to the Major Mortgage Man Cave with Carson DesRosier and more. Hang on.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Final segment here on a Thursday. Don't forget tomorrow, the actor Alex Panovich will join us. Also going to talk with Governor Greg Gianforte and Frontier Conference Commissioner Kent Paulson. Going to be fun stuff. Next week, Taylor Hope, up-and-coming country star, will join us. Also, more basketball, more wrestling, more everything talk next week. And I told you yesterday, we're going to try to stay away from politics from here on out, okay? Unless something major comes up and affects all of us. But we're just going to try to stay away from it. We're going to have fun on this show, okay? All right, speaking of having fun, Saturday nights at the Jungle. Is it at the Jungle? I think it's at the Jungle. Let me look. Good Lord. You'd think I'd know what I'm talking about before I do an interview, right? Saturday. Oh, it's at Helena High. See, I knew what I was talking about. People are like, wait, what? Oh, by the way, Saturday as well, there is a virtual swim meet with Missoula schools for Helena and Capital. I don't know how you do a virtual swim meet. I can't swim in real life, let alone virtually. So I have no idea how they're going to do this. I know, I'm joking. They have cameras. It's virtual. That's where we are. Anyway, all right. So Saturday night, though, at the Jungle at Helena High, we've got a big crosstown wrestling duel. It's always big when the Bengals and the Bruins get together, but even more so this year. Why? Well, just because. Joining us now to talk about it. And why is he so upset about COVID? And it has nothing to do with, well, it has a lot to do with COVID. It has everything to do with COVID. But why specifically? And how does Carson DesRosier prepare for each match? And how much is he feeding off of last year in the loss, the state championship? We'll find out right now when Carson joins us here on the Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. First off, thanks for joining us. How's your 2021 been?
Frustrating at times, that's for sure. But yeah, different. But I'm trying to overcome the adversities. So
it's been tough since last March, really, right after state tournament, really, in wrestling, in which you came in runner-up. But ever since then, everybody's world kind of got shifted around. How has it made training in the off-season difficult?
Definitely have to push yourself. Things don't come. You just got to go find what you can get. And one door closes, you got to find another door to open.
Carson Derosier, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. When you look at the 2021 wrestling season, it got started late. A lot of differences. What's been the hardest adjustment during the wrestling season?
Hardest adjustment, I would say, is definitely the lack of matches I get. This year, I think before divisionals, I only get 14 dual matches. There's no tournaments. And I was on pace to get the Carroll High all-time wrestling win record. And I'm pretty upset that there's been a lot of matches taken away from me this season. And yeah,
no, I can hear the frustration in your voice, man. It's definitely tough with just duels. Does that change your focus at all? Or because without tournaments, you're not getting, like you said, those 4 or 5 matches a day, but you're only getting duels. Does that change your mental preparation?
No. I still got tunnel vision, and I'm still looking at state and preparing the best I can.
The duels, how different is it this year with all the regulations and all the stuff in place that you have to follow now?
Well, at the beginning, so far, my parents haven't been able to come, like both of them at the same time, to watch even a home duel. Mm-hmm. But I think they just changed that, so that's cool. I'm just glad my parents can come watch now. But definitely, like, missing a student section and the crowd, and even other family members can't come, and that's been hard to adjust to. But yeah,
with wrestling, and I wrestled. You can feed off the crowd. Do you really feed off the crowd that much?
No, but there are times when I can hear, some oohs and some ahs that just add to the love, because it's a fun sport.
You've got crosstown duels coming up this weekend. That's always fun. How is it different wrestling crosstown as opposed to taking on Sentinel or Flathead or, even a Great Falls or Bozeman?
Yeah, a little bit.
How? I know what you're going to say, but explain it.
I like to feel dominant over, especially the other side of the.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You got practice today coming up. By the time we record this, what's your practices like? How have they changed this year?
We started out, so we have pods, like we have tape on our mat, like in our wrestling room, and we just wrestle kids within our pods and stuff. So Mahana organized that.
Coach Mahana has done a great job in the last few years getting that Bruin program. The numbers are increasing. It's always been strong, but it seems like it just keeps getting stronger over there. How much credit do you give to Coach Mahana?
A ton. He's worked extremely hard, and since I've been here, Capital High Wrestling has been built on hard work, and we just keep fighting as a team, and I'm proud of everyone. And yeah.
Do you ever get a chance to spar with the Kovics? I mean, I know that they've got you by about 50 pounds, but do you spar with them at all?
Connor, I do.
Okay.
Not with Noah.
Could you take Noah though?
Who knows?
That'd be a good match. I know there's, like I said, there's about 50 pounds that separates you guys, but yeah, that would be a fun one to watch for sure. Carson Derosier, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. All right, take me through this weekend, the preparation leading up to Saturday night, and who you wrestle, and how you're going to approach the match.
I'm going to approach the match the same as any other match. Just go out there, make sure I'm wrestling good, and keep my teammates positive, and win or lose, just help them out, and always getting better as the season goes.
You guys have about a month left of the regular season. Are we looking at a trophy this year for the Bruins at state?
I'm not sure. It's hard to compare to other teams without any tournaments.
That's a good point. Yeah,
it's hard to say.
Last year, how much are you feeding off of last year? And I don't want to say the disappointment, but you wanted to be a 4-timer, and at best you're going to be a 3-timer. But how much are you feeding off last year into this year?
A lot. Hungry for the top, and I just got to keep working.
Is it tough to keep weight for you?
Not as much this year. It's easier to cut weight as you get bigger.
So
notice that.
What are you wrestling at this year?
138.
Oh, okay. So you stepped up a class.
Yeah.
It's a different, and it really is a difference of those. I mean, between 32 and 38, you really can tell the difference, can't you?
Yeah.
What is the biggest difference for you?
Well, it was easier to cut this year than last year.
Right, but I mean, aside from weight, but just in general.
Well, not much, honestly. All my wrestling partners are heavier than me, so.
Okay. Well, that's not terrible.
No.
Makes you stronger. How much lifting do you do during the season?
It depends on how many duels we have scheduled, because sometimes we got a couple a week or only once a week, or like this, we don't have any during the week and only one on the weekend.
Right. Carson Derosier, I guess, a few final questions for you, but it is National Granola Bar Day. Are you a granola bar guy?
Depends on the granola bar.
All right. What's your favorite?
Oh gosh. Nature Valley's all right.
Okay. What music do you listen to get you pumped up before a match?
Rap.
Okay. What's your go-to?
I like 21 Savage, Lil Uzi Vert, Bobby Shmurda.
Okay. Who gets to choose the music in the locker room?
We have a couple different kids. Noah Kovic, I think Dylan Graham, and maybe some other kids. Not all the time, but sometimes.
All right. What do Noah and Dylan choose?
Kind of the same stuff.
Okay. So it's rap is our go-to to get you guys fired up.
Yep.
Okay. Man, it's a pleasure to talk with you. I look forward to chatting again in February when you're a two-time state champ and first time at 38. But keep up the good work, man, and keep your dad under control, will you?
Okay. Well, it's hard to do.
I know, right?
You're asking a lot there.
Well, it's either. Do you have a better chance of keeping your dad under control or winning state?
Winning state.
I love it.
Because I can control that.
Okay. That is true. Hey, say hi to your dad, say hi to the family, and we'll talk to you soon, but good luck this weekend, man.
Thank you.
That was Carson Derosier, and if you know his dad, you know how much fun his dad can be. Great kid for sure. Won state as a freshman, runner-up as a sophomore, looking to go state again this year as a junior. So good stuff. Bruins Bengals wrestling duel on Saturday night at Helena High. That'll be a fun one. Still waiting for the Frontier Conference announcement, which I'm being told from a couple of sources that it is a scheduling update. No idea what that means, but it's a scheduling update. Now, we're going to talk to Commissioner Kent Paulson tomorrow about a lot of things, and the football schedule will be first and foremost. If we get it today, we're still waiting. We talked yesterday, speaking of wrestling, about Shepherd hosting a mixer, girls wrestling only, tonight. You also had Flathead and Glacier wrestling teams in a duel last week. And now you've got one for Butte and Senior tomorrow at noon, starting the first ever girls duel sanctioned in Butte. Last Saturday, you had Flathead and Glacier. And I told you how awesome this is for girls wrestling. Now, there is a House bill out there in Montana, and also across multiple states for allowing transgender boys to participate in women's sports. Now, new President Joe Biden just signed an executive order yesterday, his first day, that basically said that colleges that take federal money have to allow it. We're going to follow this story. Now, Tulsi Gabbard, Tulsi, wow. I'm going to learn how to talk. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Representative Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, Democrat, ran for Democratic presidential nominee, basically drafted the same bill, was it earlier this month or in December, that says if you are born a male or born a female, that is the sport or the gender you participate in. So it'll be interesting to see how these bills play out, and the federal executive order from Joe Biden. We'll see. But we're not going to dive into that today. We don't have time. But there is a House bill in Montana right now talking about it. Hello, Mrs. Upham. Okay. Let's get to On This Day in History while we await the news from the Frontier Conference. And I don't think it's going to be big news. I really don't. I think it's just going to be blah. But we'll see what they say. Okay. Let's see here. On This Day in History. It is January the 21st. It's my uncle's birthday down in Texas. He is, gosh, how old is he? 53. 53, right? Yeah, he's 53 today. All right, today is Get to Know Your Customers Day. It is National Granola Bar Day, as we heard with Carson DesRosier. It is National Hugging Day today. I give you big hugs. It is also Squirrel Appreciation Day. Now, people in certain parts of the country appreciate squirrels different than others. Like up here, we like to watch them gather their nuts. I saw a squirrel this morning. I was taking my little one to daycare, and he was shivering. His nuts were cold. But down south, well, heck, even up in Lincoln, they eat. Well, not everybody in Lincoln. I don't want to. If you're listening in Lincoln, this mountain man type thing, they eat squirrels. That's where I was going. Okay. On this date in 1930, the Boston Bruins become the first ever team in the NHL to score 100 goals in a season. They did it in their 26th game of the year, 1930. They juiced the pucks that year. 1979, on this date, Super Bowl 13, Miami Orange Bowl. Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Dallas Cowboys 35-31. Terry Bradshaw, the MVP. His daughters are MVPs in that new show. One of his daughters sang, who's been on the show, this show, sang the national anthem at National Finals Rodeo in Texas last month. 1986, on this date, 100 participate in the Nude Olympics. It was 38 degrees in Indiana. Nude Olympics. Would you participate? 1989, Wayne Gretzky passed Marcel Dion to become the NHL's second leading all-time scorer. 1990, John McEnroe becomes the first ever player to be expelled from the Australian Open. On this date in 2004, Minnesota Wild set an NHL record for the two fastest goals. Jim Dowd and Richard Park scored just 3 seconds apart in the final 15 seconds of a 4-2 win over Chicago. So it was 2-2, 15 seconds left. And 3 seconds apart, they scored the game winners. Now, 2010, on this date, LA forward Kobe Bryant becomes the youngest NBA player to reach 25,000 career points. 31 years, 151 days, beats Wilt Chamberlain by 35 days. Next week, the anniversary of his death. Happy birthday, George Vezina, born on this date in 1887, the Vezina Trophy winner, or namesake. He was a goalie. 1926, Stephen Reeves was born, an American professional bodybuilder, actor, and philanthropist. Why do we bring him up? Because he was born in Glasgow, Montana. Steve Reeves died in 2000. It is Jack Nicklaus's birthday today. 1940, he was born. 1937, George Flynn was born. George Flynn was an American pianist and composer. He was also a teacher in Columbia and DePaul. Why do we bring up an American pianist by the name of George Flynn, born on this date, 1937? Because he was born in Miles City. 1976, happy birthday, oh, baby Spice. Emma Bunton was born on this date in 1976. Lorena Bobbitt found temporarily insane on this date in 1994 when she cut off her husband's deuter. And so there's that. That is on this day in history. Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Well, if you missed it earlier, we talked with Carson DesRosier. You got Crosstown Wrestling coming up on Saturday at the Jungle in Helena. You also got Crosstown Basketball tonight at Helena High. Capital Boys And Helena High boys. Helena High looking for its first win of the season. Capital playing pretty well. Tyler Tenney leading the way, one of the 3 leading scorers for the Bruins. So we'll have that result tomorrow. Saco and Whitewater Hinsdale taking on North Country, taking on Melstone, and who was leading? It was the girls were playing first, and it was at 36-30. North Country was leading Melstone at the end of the third, waiting for that final. Also still waiting for the Frontier Conference to announce probably really nothing new. Ooh, we have an email. Is that from the Frontier? It is. Here we go. Our Frontier Conference update. Let's get right to it. We've been waiting for this. It says, Frontier Conference Commissioner Kent Paulson announces planned changes for the upcoming season for football. These changes, Paulson says, a result of hard work put in by athletic directors and endorsed by chancellors and presidents. So here's the new format. The goal of assuring a continued student-athlete safety, weather concerns affecting outdoor sports, and upholding the desire for the utmost care regarding facilities, sanitation, etc., but at the same time maintaining the adaptability, creativity, and flexibility, providing quality schedules. So football practice will now begin on Monday, February 15th. The first weekend of play is March 13th. That is 2 weeks later. The final weekend of play is April 10th. That gives the Frontier schools the flexibility to play up to 5 football games. 5. And that allows the Frontier to compete for a national championship. We'll talk to Commissioner Kent Paulson more about this tomorrow, but there's the news that just came out. Frontier Conference moving its season back a couple of weeks, and instead of starting February 27th with games, they will start March 13th. Okay, we'll talk to Kent Paulson tomorrow and get his thoughts on everything that just came out. If you are just tuning in as well, big news right now. Watch out. Big Sky Conference, Northern Colorado opting out, joining Sac State, Portland State, Montana State. That is now, they're down to 8 teams in the Big Sky. We'll have more on that tomorrow. Why does everything happen at 5? Maybe we should move the show from 5 to 6. What do you think? Should we move the show later? Here's your 5 p.m. news dump. The Big Sky announcing Northern Colorado is out, and the Frontier announcing they're moving their scheduled season start back a couple of weeks. And those on Treasure State Radio did not hear, so you'll tune in tomorrow. If you missed anything, go to jasonwalkershow.com. So we had the big news today. Within the last hour and, let's say, hour and a half, we have lost Northern Colorado. We've lost 3 games or whatever, 2 games in the Frontier, and really no clarity other than they're starting 2 weeks later. And we've seen Matt Upham resign as head coach of Flathead. And we appreciate Coach Upham joining us earlier. If you missed anything, jasonwalkershow.com. It's going to be a packed day tomorrow. Holy cow. Commissioner Kent Paulson, Governor Greg Gianforte, actor Alex Panovich. We'll have the Big Sky news. We'll have the Frontier news. We'll have whatever else they decide to dump on a Friday tomorrow. Plus results of Thursday night basketball. Don't forget wrestling tomorrow. Girls wrestling. Civic Center noon tomorrow in Butte with Senior. That'll be fun. Jason Walker Show is presented by Capital Collision Center. We will see you tomorrow right here, Major Mortgage Man Cave, 4 o'clock.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.